Hey, second graders, it's Sean here. I don't know where Mrs. Doherty went, so you're stuck with me. I think she said something about painting the blacktop or inflating some of the basketballs, the soccer balls. I don't know. But hey, let's get to it. Chapter 17. Why the children
Whoa,
decided
whoa,
they had.
whoa. I'm here. I just finished inflating all the balls.
Oh, hey, didn't know you were here.
I'll take back our books.
Just give me a seat, one for it.
Thanks, Sean. Hey, second graders. So Sean started the chapter. I'll finish it. Chapter 17. Why the children decided they had to get rid of Mrs. Drazil. 1. She was nice. I made cookies for everyone this morning, Mrs. Drazil announced. Everyone cheered. 2. She thought up ways to make learning interesting. I made 5 dozen cookies, she said. There are 12 cookies in a dozen, so who can tell me how many cookies I made? Joe waved his arm back and forth. I know, he said. Okay, Joe, said Mrs. Drazil. How many cookies did I make? 5 dozen, Joe said proudly. 3. She was patient. Yes, I made 5 dozen cookies, said Mrs. Drazil. I told you that. But how many cookies are there? 5 dozen, said Joe. But how many cookies are in 5 dozen? Huh? How much is 5 times 12? Asked Mrs. Drazil. Just a second. Can I use your pencil and paper? Can I use pencil and paper? Certainly, said Mrs. Drazil. Joe took out a piece of paper and a pencil. He wrote the number 5 on a piece of paper, then tore it into 12 pieces. 60, he said. Nobody quite understood Joe's mathematical methods. 4. She was fair. Yes, there are 60 cookies, she said, and there are 28 children in the class. So how many cookies should each child get? Bibi raised her hand. 100? She said. You can't have 100 cookies, said Mrs. Drazil. I only made 60. Make some more, said Bibi. I made 60. I'm not making any more. Okay, Bibi said with a sigh. I'll take 60. We have to divide them evenly, said Mrs. Drazil. How many cookies should each child get so that every child gets the same amount? John raised his hand. Everyone can have 2 cookies, he said, and there will be 4 left over. Can I have them? Asked Bibi. Allison raised her hand. Everyone can have exactly 2 1/7 cookies. She said, Very good, Allison, said Mrs. Drazil. And John, you were right, too. She gave everyone exactly 2 1/7 cookies. 5. She was a good cook. Best cookies I've had in my whole life, said Stephen. Everyone agreed. I got the recipe from Miss Mush, said Mrs. Drazil. You did? Several kids said together. I just added a pinch of this and a little of that. 6. She knew what a goozack was. Jason, would you please open the door, she said. Everyone gasped. Go ahead and gasp. What's the matter? She asked. You said the D word, said Dana. Door? asked Mrs. Drazil. Everyone gasped again. You're supposed to call it a goozack, explained Dana. Who said that? asked Mrs. Drazil. Mr. Kidswatter, said Dana. Mr. Kidswatter is a goozack, said Mrs. Drazil. Yes, Mrs. Drazil was smart. She was nice. She made learning interesting. She was patient and fair. She even could make Miss Mush's cookies taste good. But she made Louis shave off his mustache, and so she must go. After all those positive reasons as to why she's a good teacher, they still are holding on to that making Louis shave off his mustache. Tough crowd.